Hello everyone, welcome to the sixth video on Python. In this video, we'll move a step ahead and understand how we can summarize the data using group by. But before doing that, we'll first look at these two functions, reset index and rename. So here, this library in pandas is loaded as PD, and we have loaded the dataset slip, which is available on Kaggle and which we have been using in this series. And now with shape, we can quickly check what is the number of rows and columns in the data frame, and these are the column names which we can easily identify using the columns function. And then with sleep.info, we get into the details of the columns present in the data, and we can quickly check the first few rows using this head function. And then as you have seen earlier, this person id, which is by default loaded as numeric field, we'll just convert it to string. Now let's look at the uses of this reset and rename function. So when we do value counts on a particular column to understand what are the values present there and what is the number of records there, we get a data frame like this. So I'm doing this on occupation. So here we can see these are the different values present in occupation column, and this is the count. And you see the name here for this particular count column is occupation, while this becomes the index of the data frame. Okay, so if I just store it into a data frame sleep underscore OCC, let's see how the results look like. So here you see this becomes the index of the data frame, and this is the count column which is labeled as occupation. So when we do reset index, this will move into a column named index, and the index will reset, and it will be numeric starting from 0. Okay, so this is what happens when you do reset index. And so now it is kind of a proper data frame where we have two columns, one is index and the other one is occupation. But this may not look good actually when you share this result, maybe screenshot or something. Then the name does not look good, so you will have to actually change the name as well, and that you can easily do by this rename function. So you reset the index and then use rename, where you can mention the columns. Index is to be renamed as occupation and occupation is to be renamed as count. So once we do that, this is how the resulting data frame would look like. So it would be in a proper format where occupation is a column where we have the name of the occupations, and then we have a count as a column where we do have the counts of records present. So this is how we use actually this reset index function and rename function if you want to change the names of the columns. Now let's jump into group by. So what does it do? So for any aggregation, we'll have to group by your data frame on any of those columns. So in Excel, if you do pivot, you put some column in rows and then you add some other field to get the count or some etc. So like that we can do it in Python using group by. So let's see a few example. So we'll do group by and count, group by and then some mean. We'll do group by on multiple columns, and then we'll do group by and multiple aggregation as well. So maybe some mean all together in one go. So before doing that, let's see what are the columns available here. So we have person ID, gender, age, occupation, all these columns are present. So first, what I'll do is that I'll get a count by this BMI category column. Okay. So for that, if I do group by BMI category and write count, Just use this function, then let's see how the results look like. So what it will do is that it will group by this BMI category, and these are the values present here. It's normal, normal weight, obese, and overweight. And by default, it is sorting it by name. And then it is giving me count of records present, and all these columns are present here. But we don't need anything like this, especially for count. So for that, what you'll have to do is that you'll have to do group by and then select any of these columns, and then we'll be using count. So in group by, you'll put the column on which you want to aggregate, and then you select any of these columns to get the count. So once we do this, this is how the results look like. So normal BMI category normal has 195 records, normal weight 21, obese 10, and overweight 148. And we can get this similar result by using size as well. If we do group by, take a particular column and then do size, we'll get similar results. Okay. So now you see the count is same, and the other way to do this. So we can do value counts, we can do group by count, we can do group by size, and then we can also do group by, and then we can use this aggregate function where we can mention that I want count. So this is the function that you want to apply, and this is the name you want to give to that particular column. Okay. So here if you see in all these results, the resultant column names is person ID only. But if I do this, let's see how the results look like. With aggregate count, how the results look like. So you see the column name is count only, and we have the count. So I preferably, so if you just want to explore the number of values for different category present in a column, then you can simply use value counts. Otherwise, if you want to create a data frame, then this is a better way to do it using aggregate function. Now this is how we can get the counts, but if you want to get sum, mean, etc., how can we do that? So let's start with a simple example here. So we'll just go by BMI category and take sum. So earlier we have seen the results for count. It was actually counting for all the columns. So here we have similar result. So it's giving us the sum of all the values present in these columns for these particular categories. So sum of all the ages in normal is 7504. Sum of all the sleep duration in normal category is 1441.8. So like that, it is giving us all these values. So sum of all the daily steps is 1343000, like that. But what if we may not be generally interested in getting a result like this. We would like to normally get a sum for a particular column. So we'll select that column. For example, if you want to take the sum for daily steps for these categories, we'll take this column and then we'll use the sum function. So if I run this, you see this is how the results look like. It's quite same. Okay. And because we have used this column daily steps, again it is showing us daily steps here. Now we can also do it in a similar way using aggregate function. You just have to give a name and then you have to mention the function here that you are using. So name I am specifying daily step sum, and the function that I am using is sum only. So this is how the results look like this way. So you see the column name has changed from daily steps to daily step sum, which I have specified, and the results are same. In the same way, if you want to get mean of daily steps, so you just have to, if you want to change the name, you do that, and then you just have to change the function which is applied here. So from sum, I'll change it to mean. So let's see how the results look like. So this is the average number of steps taken by the normal uh, BMI category records present in the data set. Okay. Again, if you want to take median also, that also you can do. So we'll have to change it to median here. This is how the results will look like. So 8,000 is the medium steps for normal BMI category person. Normal weight it is 7,000. Obese 3,400, and overweight is it is 6,000. So even overweight people actually they take a good number of steps as seen in this particular data set. Now this is how we are grouping by on one column, and then we are aggregating based on another column. What if we have to group by on multiple columns? So again, that is again it's quite similar to the way we have done it for one column. So we'll put the columns on which we have to group by and summarize as the first argument as the argument in this group by function. Then we select any of these columns on which we want the aggregation. So we want to aggregate for on sleep duration. We want to get the means for this combination, for the combination of gender and BMI category. Okay, so let's see how the results look like. So here we have female normal BMI category. Sleep duration mean is 7.8. Male normal BMI category sleep duration mean is 7.2. So it's like that. So if you want to see by occupation and BMI category again, so you'll put these two columns in the group by, and then you pick the column on which you want to aggregate sleep duration here, and then this way we can get the results. So see accountant normal sleep duration 7.2, engineer normal sleep duration 8.1, engineer overweight 7, around 7. Okay, so this is how we can get these results. So in Excel also, if you have to do that, you will put these two columns, occupation and BMI category, in rows. You'll put this sleep duration in values, and then you'll do some changes there to get the mean. So in the similar way, we can do it in Python using group by and aggregate function. Now, what if you don't want a result in this format? You actually want to sort the data so that you have the minimum or the maximum sleep duration, mean of sleep duration at the top. So here, when I'm running this cell, I want the maximum because it's ascending equal to false. So maximum is doctor normal weight, and the average sleep duration is 8.2. For engineer normal, it's around 8.1, and then doctor obesity is around 7.7. So like that. If you want to further get the results in the desired format, you can sort it in many different ways, and we have already seen this function sort values earlier. And now this is another way to actually write a very long Python code. So you can use this backslash to actually break it into multiple lines, and this round to here is what it is doing is that it is just a rounding of these values to only two decimals. So with this, and here we are sorting it by sleep duration in descending order, and then occupation and BMI category they are in ascending order. So let's see the results here. You see, so accountant is this is again ascending, and then the maximum value which is 7.5 sleep duration. So accountant ascending, the first one, first occupation is accountant when we are sorting in by ascending order, and then In that, we have normal weight as the first category, which has the highest sleep duration, average sleep duration, which is 7.5. So this is how the results look like. Now this is for one aggregation on one column. What if you want to aggregate multiple columns? So you want to see, for example, count as well along with the sleep duration mean for again for these two columns, combination of these two columns, occupation and BMI category. So let's see. So we have occupation BMI category here. Then we are aggregating. So here, when you are aggregating using this aggregate function, actually, you will write the syntax in this format. So first you want to get count, and the column name would be count only. So here you'll write count is equal to, and then put it in a bracket. You first mention the column on which you want to get the count, and the function we want count, so we'll use the function count here. The next one is again on sleep duration only, we want to get mean. So sleep duration is the column, mean is the function, and this is the output column name. So with this, if you see the results, this is how it looks like. So we do have the same kind of numbers here, accounted normal weight 7.52, but we also have the count as well. So we can understand that there are only 5 people in this category, and here the results makes more sense because there are 26 people. Here it is more meaningful because we had more number of record in this particular doctor and normal combination of cases. Okay. So multiple aggregation, actually you can do more than two as well in one go. So it depends on the requirement. In the next video, we'll see how we can actually use this output, and we pivot this result to get a data which we generally use in Excel. So we'll explore that in the next video. I hope you found this video useful. Do subscribe my channel and like the video. Thank you. See you in the next video.